What's up, y'all? It's your boy Red, and I'm back with another video. Today, I want to talk a little while about the importance of not only following your rules, but possibly having a checklist to follow the different rules and something to remind you when it comes to different conditions in the market. We will go through today's action on the NASDAQ 100, and I'm going to show you guys what happened to me and what kind of threw me off my game today. All right, so let's get to it. All right, gang, so we're back on the chart. And before I get started, I just want to kind of give a brief little description of what I like to do, or the strategy that I follow on a regular basis, what I like to call my bread and butter strategy. So basically, just to simplify everything, what we look for is at 9:30, we are looking for the market to make some structure, something like this. So you've got a high, maybe a higher low, and then you want to see a displacement leg pushing higher if we are bullish. Right? When you have this break of structure right here, that is going to be your signal to be looking for this move. I start at 9:30 because I trade the NASDAQ or NQ, and that is when the market opens in New York. So you want this break of structure, and you don't want it to be some little tiny candle. You want it to be a nice, big husky candle with some energy, right? Then you want it to pull back down into this area, okay? Now I'm gonna mark this out and just kind of do some little arts and crafts so you guys can understand what all is going to be going on here, because when we have a break of structure higher like this, we want to see a few different things, which is why I say you should have kind of a check sheet or something to kind of mark off the steps that you're looking for. So number one, 9:30 open. Number two, you're looking for a break of structure to the upside or the downside with displacement, meaning large pushes in either direction, breaking structure. So you've got a break of structure here, right? You got your break of structure, and within this push, you should see some sort of a fair value gap in here, right? So let's say we had a gap in here. We're just going to mark out our gap. We'll say that it's something like this here, right? And you're also going to run your fib from your low to the high, and you want to see price retrace back into the hot zone. On an A plus setup, you're going to have the break of structure. You're going to have down here an order block. So this would have been like the last red candle would have been, right up in here somewhere. So you would have an order block down the bottom. What do I have? Got your order block. You got your fair value gap, right? And you want price to come down into these areas. If these gaps are overlapping, that's like an A++, right? If you've got that strong break of structure and your gap, your fair value gap ends up kind of like overlapping one of these type of deals right here, man, like I go heavy. I'm not gonna say for you to do it because this is not financial advice and I'm not a financial advisor, but that is what I do in a setup like this. I will go heavy, right? But just to illustrate, You know, you have, as always, when I explain this, you have your first entry here at the first level of the OTE or hot zone. Midpoint is your second entry. This is, you know, the deeper it is, the better, because obviously the closer you get to your stop loss, you know, you start minimizing risk. So, you know, we'll say that we, you know, entered. Whoa, that's crazy. That was real tiny. Say that you entered there, right? And you got your little stop or whatever. And then, you know, TP1 would be here, right? So price comes up, boom, bread and butter winning. But what I'm going to show you now, getting rid of all of this stuff, I'm going to show you what happened today, because there's another step that needs to be on your checklist, because you will not always get a clean setup looking like that, right? Sometimes you're going to get what we got today, some chop. So you want to write this down as, you know, as we get closer to what I'm about to tell you. But so that I can show you, I'm going to go ahead and start ticking forward. We're at 9:30, right before 9:30. This is 9:27 on the 1 minute chart for NASDAQ or NQ if you're trading futures, right? So tick through the candles, and this is what I was looking at, right? So I saw this candle pushing up, and it broke structure here, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, sweet. Then it broke down right away, right? So this, see if I'm gonna try to remember the way that I marked things out. So I ran my fib from that low to this high, right? But it blasted right through the stop, right? And I had already placed an entry somewhere in here. And it stopped me out, and I took the L. So then I'm watching this thing move, and I started trying to chase a little bit. I think I got a little bit of some profit as it pushed down, but it was like screwing me up, because as you see, look at all that chop, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it was kicking my ass through all this, right? The step that you guys want to write down and try to remember, not like me where I didn't remember, is when you got chopped like this, zoom out a little bit, bounce out by one time frame at least, right? So now we're on the 5 minute. We still have some chop, but if you notice, take that fib off of there, we now have a high. Remember, the steps to the strategy is that we want to have a break of structure with strong displacement. So boom, strong displacement, don't you think? Break of structure. So this is the part that I screwed up today, and it's all right, because you live and you learn, and I'll do better next time. So we got our break of structure. Put that over to the right so you can see it. All right. We now have a high, which is the 9:30 high, and we have a low so far. So we're going to run our fib from that high down to this low, and we're going to wait for price to start retracing. If it continues down, we're just going to follow it down, drag your fib, keep following it down until it starts to go up, because ultimately we want to get it into the hot zone or OTE. Really? And I have a visitor and a barking dog. So I will pause. Hold up. All right, bear. Okay, so I'm not positive on where I was, so I'm just going to kind of talk about this a little bit from the beginning here. But again, so we zoomed out, went to the 5 minute chart. We have our high, that is a 9:30 high, and we have our low. Currently, you run your fib from the high to the low because it is bearish movement. Already you can see that we have a fair value gap that looks like it's starting to form in here, right? But we don't have another candle to complete that. So we're gonna tick through. You can see we pushed a little lower. So you just drag your fib to the next low. Now we officially do have a fair value gap up in this camp right here. Alright. So, we have our gap. We are waiting for price to come back up into the gap and our hot zone, right? Hopefully this is big enough so you guys can see this clearly, right? So, boom. Price is moving. We're waiting for an entry up in this piece somewhere for a short. So, I don't know. You can put it at the beginning of the hot zone just for the conversation, because I don't know exactly where I would have placed my entry. Bring your TP down here. That's TP1. This is like almost a 1-to-1. It's not optimal in my opinion, but I would probably try to get at least a 1-to-2 out of that. So price moves back and forth, taps the beginning of your hot zone. So you've got to, what the heck? Oh, okay, that's why it looks weird. So, sorry. Can I get this up here? Bro, what? Okay, here it goes. Jeez, no wonder it looked weird. All right, that's the beginning of the hot zone. So we're gonna put our entry right there. Okay, so it is at least a 1-to-1, a little more than that. Anyway, we waited for price to come back up into the hot zone. And you can see you have an even better entry here. So if you wanted to enter again, you know, we'll throw a sell up in there. Your stop loss always goes to the top. TP1 is down here. Let price run. Move these out the way so you can see it. And down she goes. TP smashed on TP1, 2, TP3, TP4, and almost 5. There's TP5. Not sure how far this went. TP6. I think it turned around after that. Yeah, so it gave you a TP6 out of this, man. So, I mean, got like TP6. Maybe I can give you guys an idea of what that looks like in the futures market. Now, just mind you, that TP1 on one contract for trading futures in NASDAQ gave us $1,875, right? Let's just take a little selector rewind. And let's grab an entry all the way and see what full TP would have been. All right. So there's your entry. And I'm gonna have to do this. TP. How far was TP6? I can't remember if that was 5 or 6. Jeez, did it go way down here? That would have been $6,500, you guys. Going all the way down here, let's see. Was it that one? Oh, further than that. Okay, so yeah. So I guess that was the TP6 there. So yeah, about 6,500, a little more off of that move. So it sucks that I missed that because I didn't take the time to zoom out. But this is the point. You guys make sure you take some notes, write down your own, guidelines and kind kind of order of operations, what to look for and things to remember in different conditions. Past couple of days, it's been easy peasy, piece of cake, standard setups, just about A setups, I think, where they just went straight to TP and gave a little more. You know, I was in and out off of TP1. Today, I did not pay attention, and I ended up getting smacked. I got chopped up in this mess right here because I stayed on the 1 minute. But you can see the difference that from that that 5 minute versus the 1 minute. It's a big difference in how it looks. You know what I'm saying? Now you still, I think I tried an entry even by following this one, but I left the top. Bear, come on, man. They killing me. Man, I never get this type of interruptions trying to make a video. That's crazy. And this video is freaking long. It's 15 minutes. God. Anyway, it's been one of them days, you guys. So, you know, take some notes. Make sure if you're using my bread and butter strategy, if you run into some chop, zoom it out to a higher time frame. Get yourself a cleaner look at what price is actually doing. You know, filter out some of that wash. And hopefully you will be successful. So I think that is all I have for the day. Happy trading tomorrow, and fingers crossed that we knock it out the park. Let's recover. All right, see y'all on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.